With makeup application, there is so much confusion on where you should apply your blusher, your contour, how you should shape your eyebrows. And many of us watch lots of other people put makeup on models, or they put makeup on themselves, and you love the look and you try and emulate it, you're copying it, and somehow it's just not giving you the results that you saw. And it's frustrating. And with frustration comes annoyance, and then you just think, oh, do you know what, I'm just not going to bother. And that's such a shame. Because there are certain things that you can use to know exactly where to apply these colour products. Your own face. So by using and looking at your eyes, your features, your facial features and your bone structure, by using this placement and being aware of these features, you can get to apply the makeup in exactly the perfect place for you. So I'm just going to go through a few basic rules. Let's talk about eyebrows first. Now, I've just got a little bit of base on at the moment. I've used Estee Lauder Double Wear on the go, and I love this product because it's really, really handy. You just squeeze this button and out comes the base, and I put it on. Simple as that. And then I use a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury Retoucher just underneath my eyes. And to finish off, I just use a little bit of the Ilia powder because I love the translucent powder is tucked on this little brush here, shove it in my makeup bag. Good to go. So that's all I've got on my face so far. Now, I'm sure that many of you watching this will know exactly how to shape your brows, but there are also many people who don't. So if you know how to shape your brows, then you can just skip this film because you might not find it that interesting. But for those of you who have got really pale eyebrows, where you struggle to find the shape because you can't see your hairs, or maybe you've just lost your eyebrows through chemotherapy, or maybe you just have never bothered with your eyebrows, but definitely bother. You can do it really subtly. It doesn't have to be really strong. It doesn't have to be really inky, but it does make a lovely, lovely difference to your face. So by adding the structure back into your eyebrows, by shaping them, it adds much more definition to your face. And as we get older, that's really important because adding the strong definition and structure back into your face almost gives your face that sort of a little bit more pulled together look, kind of tidies up your feature and really defines your beauty. So it's really important. Right, so where do we begin? So to define your eyebrows in the best way for you, you need to look at the outer corner of your nose and the inner corner of your eye. Just take a brush, or a pencil actually, that'd be easier if I do that. And from the outer corner of your nose, inner corner of your eye, that's the point. I'll draw a kind of mark there for us to see. I'm not so far off that, that's great. Outer corner of your nose, across the inner corner of your eye. Okay, the highest point of your brow, where you will take that line and then before you drop down. So the highest point of your eye, you're going to use your pupil. So you're going to take the pencil, the outer corner of your nose, across your pupil, and that's the mark there. So that'd be the highest point of the brow that we do. Actually quite spot on with my brows, so that's good. Now, the longest part of your brow, the length, the perfect length of brow for your eye shape is by using the outer corner of your eye. So the same point, pencil goes across the outer corner of your eye from your nose and do a little line there. Now, obviously you're not going to draw these lines. You might initially, especially if you're trying to pluck your eyebrows and getting the right length and shape, you might find that your brows are coming in a little bit more. So this gives you a great guide on like how many brows to pluck out. If your brow starts quite wide apart, you know to fill it in, and that will really shape and balance out your eye. So these 3 points are really great. So I'm just using an Estee Lauder, it's called High Precision Double Wear Stay in Place Brow Lift. It's got a highlighter on one side, but it's really, really tiny. It's a very tiny kohl pencil that's propelling, so you don't need to sharpen it. So from that line there, I'm just going to start. And I'm just going to start doing fine hair-like strokes in my brow. Now, my brow is a little bit sparse underneath, so I'm going to go just do a nice line there underneath just to strengthen that up, and then bring the pencil throughout here. I'm just going to leave these marks for now just so that you can see the guide, and I'll just do the one brow because it's nice to make that comparison. So nice and straight, lovely fine hair-like strokes, so you don't get that solid line. Nothing worse than a big graphic line above your eye because it just takes away from your beauty. And when you've got a very strong brow, when you look at someone's face who has a strong brow, you automatically look at the brow rather than looking at their eyes. And in my opinion, you want to look straight in the eyes and just go, oh, gorgeous, and not be distracted by a heavy brow, but that's my opinion. Right, so up here you can see that my brows are really, really sparse. So I'm just going to fill in and use that mark here. Great. That's all I needed, just that little part there. Now, my brows are really sparse, I've got rubbish brows. So this is my point here. I'll just bring that down to help me. You can see that lines up beautifully with my features. So I'll just very gradually and very gently bring that out to a fine point until that point there. Great. Now I'm using a kohl pencil. I also like to use the HD powders. I've got a lovely set here, which is fabulous. I use lots of different products. I also like the gels, the nice brow gels with fibres in. Benefit does a really great one. Gimme Brow, and I love that. If you've got very pale eyebrows and you want to tint them, you can just brush that through. I'm going to use Ready Set Brows by Benefit just to set them in place, and this really does work. It's almost like a gel for your eyebrows. You could use gel, a little toothbrush as well. Just brush up, 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 up. These ones go up, lift, lift, lift. Always think of lifting, and then place these delicately in the right place. Just to make it a little bit more beautiful, I should really just remove those little marks for you to see and maybe touch up with a bit of makeup. And then you can see the finished look. I love this foundation. It's just nice and soft and just blends in, not heavy. And the packaging is great. So it's really soft, really subtle. What do you think? Big difference, eh? So I've literally just shaped my brow using my eyes. So I've framed my eyes using my own brows in the way that flatters me the most. Give it a try.